angels willing to hold us in their arms. When our words of stone are ashes and we both passed on, let forever mean forever and carry on.
Good afternoon. Wow, another day. Man, I don't know about you, but time seems to be going by kind of quick. In a sense, it does. And I think it's largely because of what's still going on with coronavirus. I think that's why I'm kind of perceiving it kind of quick. It's odd. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing the same thing. But it does. It seems like time's going by pretty quick. Anyway, trying to think if there's anything to mention as far as like we're concerned here. Can't think of anything. There was nothing spectacular that happened that I can think of today. Just been a general everyday kind of day. Don't have anything in particular to talk about other than, just make sure you keep your horizons broad with the information that you're taking in. Don't get too focused on any one area. It's nothing that I haven't said a million times before. But right now we are experiencing an all-out information war. And, there is much more misinformation out there than there is actual tangible information. And here's the scary part. It's not just one bit of misinformation. No, you've got several sides of misinformation and then you've got the truth. And that makes it all the harder to decipher what is the truth. And I see a lot of people tripping up over stuff, these days, different conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Don't let that happen, There's a lot going on behind the curtain. A lot. A whole lot. But we have to be careful not to get too wrapped up into it. Remember, for a while there, we had a motto going on here, and it was simply this: it doesn't fucking matter. Why? Because all of that stuff doesn't matter in the end, does it? What matters is that you can take care of yourself and your loved ones. That's the only thing that matters. And if you're working on anything other than that, if you're not prepared for that, then I don't know that you really understand the problem. Because whoever it is, the side that you're standing on rooting for, are not going to be there to save your ass when the system crumbles. You're on your own. You're on your own. They're not going to come to save you. All that cheerleading, and they'll leave you for dead just like everybody else that cheerleaded for them. Now, I don't want to have a moment in my life to where I'm standing there and I'm realizing that the individuals that I cheered for and I cheered for and I cheered for are actually part of what led to the fall. To each their own. But I try to put a little more thought into it than that. Anyway, like I said, I really don't have anything in particular to talk about. Just make sure you keep those horizons broad. There's so much news that is happening worldwide, and it's happening very quickly. Man, I have a feeling when our next major step in all of this takes place, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy. I once again had to think about the dream I had many years ago and spoke about it in a Facebook post. I guess maybe I do got something to talk about. So I was in conversation with somebody on Facebook today and brought it up again. And very, extremely intelligent individual. You have no idea how much respect I have for this guy. I can tell an intelligent individual when I run across them. And this man has expressed his knowledge in another group on multiple occasions, and believe me when I say this is an intelligent individual. And we were talking back and forth on our Facebook page, and I had told him about the dream I had had many years ago, and that part of that dream, I was, and I can be a little more descriptive here because I hate typing, folks. And I'm not going to get into all the dream about the aircraft and all of that, but I will say this. There was a moment in the dream where I'm standing in a field, and there's a soldier standing there. And with what I had just witnessed, I was awestruck. And I turned to the soldier and I looked at him. At the time I was married with children. And I said, man, I've got a family. Is there anywhere that I can take them that is safe? Anywhere? As in, like, anywhere. And he looked at me and said, you don't understand. This is an extermination. And that was it. Now, I'd been known, especially in my childhood, to have prophetic dreams. And normally it wasn't anything. It was stupid stuff. It was conversations at family dinner, like Christmas or something like that. Conversations at like standing there getting your food at Christmas, right? One of those deja vu moments, right? I remembered the dream. Okay? I remembered the dream when I had that deja vu moment. And so anyway, there was a clear definition in my dreams as to whether or not they were prophetic or not, because all of my dreams were not prophetic. And the biggest, clearest indicator is whether or not I recognize the place, the setting, the environment. If I don't recognize it, or if stuff is just wacky out of place, it's not a prophetic dream. If the environment is real to the real world, it is. And that's how I've been able to define it. And I have to tell you that 110% of the environment was correct in that dream. I mean, down to the finest detail. So, that concerns me. Why do I bring this up? Why did I bring it up to him? Many, many reasons, but one of which being the level of technology that they have and weaponry are things that we can't even fathom. I talk about nuclear missiles and this, that, and the other thing. That's sticks and stones. That's sticks and stones. So I expect that when this next major conflict breaks out, we are going to see plenty that we have never seen before, and it is going to happen swift. And you better be ready when it happens. Like, not, oh, I need to remember to get this. No, you need to be ready when it happens. I don't know when it's going to happen. But I fear we don't have too much longer. I know in the instance of, say, invasion, if I was a foreign country and I had it in my mind at all, now would be the time. Or anything, whether it be invasion or just an attack or whatever. Now would be the time. We've got a surge of coronavirus coming in that is going to be insane. So our country is going to be weakened with sickness. Right now our country, the morale of our country doesn't even exist. Because we are so much in a stranglehold in indifference today. We don't have a strong nation. And then when you sprinkle a pandemic on top of it, a lot of chaos. Then got the rioting to throw that in. Keep your horizons broad on your information. That's why. There are so many threats. You need to be really concerned with that first one. It's going to be a doozy. Can't tell you what that's going to be, and it could be different for each and every one of us. But make sure you got an eye out for the follow-up. Because I think we're going to be in for a ride. I really do. Let's go ahead and go over some stuffers, shall we? Amazon affiliate, we're at $15.70, so it is a rising. I show we got, looks like 3 more items yet that need to ship out, so it should go up a little bit yet from there. So I thank those that participate in that. For those that don't know, we're an Amazon affiliate. Down in the description of the videos or at thewatchmannews.com in the top right, we have an Amazon affiliate link. When you click that, that's our special link. It will take you to Amazon. If you make purchases, those items won't cost you anything more, but it throws a little bit our way for the sales. So very much appreciated. We also have a Teespring store right now. We've got 3 different designs. The best way to get to those designs is go to thewatchmannews.com. Then you see the 3 different designs right there. If you scroll down on the home page, see one you're interested in, click on it. There's all kinds of products, coffee mugs, tote bags, you name it, with those designs on it. There will be more added in the near future. We also have a PayPal donate link. That's also in the description of the videos, as well as the watchmannews.com in the main menu. That just takes you to our PayPal donation page. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You can do so as a guest with a debit or a credit card. But I always let people know it does say Transforming Disabilities up top, but it will also say Purpose the Watchman News donation. That way you know you're in the right place. Okay, that's done. Yay, drink a coffee. That's like a milestone for me of the show, right? Then I get a sip of coffee, I go over coronavirus numbers, then I get another sip of coffee. It's like rewards, right? My first world bullshit. Don't worry about it. All right. Okay. Global total confirmed 9,494,571. That's up 256,880. Active cases 4,227,506. Recovered cases 4,782,910. That's up 169,485. Fatal cases 484,155. That's up 7,244. United States, total confirmed, 2,452,276. That's up 60,940. Wow. Active cases, 1,568,643. Recovered cases, 759,500. That's up 19,583. Fatal cases, 124,133. That's up 1,148. Let's take a peek here at the new cases on the graph, and you will see a spike. We have hit a record today. The most cases in a 24-hour period, and now, like throughout here, we could blame it on testing because of all the new testing being rolled out. So all these spikes and stuff, they blamed it on, testing being more available in different areas. Okay? We don't have that excuse anymore. We're months into this. Look at that. And yesterday's numbers weren't that great either. So, yeah, last 24 hours, 37,945 new cases. So, pretty substantial increase. I suspect that tomorrow we're going to see an even larger increase. As you have seen here with the fatal cases, we are now over 1,000 again in a 24-hour period. And that is a pretty substantial jump from yesterday. Okay, let's we can do this. Let's do this real quick. New cases, fatal cases. See, see the substantial jumps we're taking here. We're gonna feel a dent. We're gonna feel a major dent. Now, I'm sure that the deaths are gonna surpass what they had been already. Come on, it's the second wave. Look at history. Anytime in history, second wave's always worse. So our deaths are going to way surpass what we've seen so far. But I want to throw this in there too, because I could say that and be all Mr. Alarmist and all of that and be factual. But part of the facts are also we know better how to fight it. So that is a big deal. That is a big deal. So hopefully, in the time that we've had from since this started, leading up till now, we've put enough tools in our toolboxes, and we've garnered enough knowledge about COVID-19 that hopefully we can overcome it a lot easier than what it started out to be anyway. So we'll see. Unfortunately, the only thing that will tell is time. Alrighty, locally here, still at 19 confirmed cases in my zip code. Let me have another sip. That's the rules, remember? And I didn't cough and hack and all of that, so that deserves a vape. So I can cough and hack. Well, No, actually, I don't cough and hack all the time when I vape. But when I am coughing and hacking and I vape, it irritates it. But if I'm not already coughing and hacking bad, the vaping don't bother it. I can. Alrighty, let's see. Starting with this I put out last night. New indictment of Assange accuses WikiLeaks co-founder of conspiring with anonymous hackers. So, I'm not surprised that they pulled this into it, because here's the thing. And I could be mistaken on all of this, but this is what I'm seeing when I look at this. As it stood, okay, Mr. Assange really didn't do anything wrong. He didn't. Right? He was a publisher. He didn't hack nothing. He didn't commit. He was a publisher. People came to him with information. So, since they can't associate him directly with hacking or spying or stealing of information because he didn't actually do any of it. Now they're trying to link them with an organization that they can accuse of that. You see what I'm saying? So this doesn't surprise me that this is happening. It's pretty concerning, though. It's pretty concerning. Alrighty, this is a crazy story that kind of set me back at first. An 8-year-old girl, her mother, and her grandfather were found dead in their swimming pool. And the article went on to say that no foul play was suspected, but it didn't go on to say much more. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute here. 2 adults and a kid. All right, 8-year-old and I think 38-year-old or something like that was the one of them, and the other one was in their 60s, 60-something, I think. And so I'm thinking all 3 in the pool dead. Yeah, that's not an accident. But they said, all they said in the article is no foul play was expected. They didn't add anything else to the article whatsoever. Well, thanks to a friend on Facebook, she dug into it a little bit. And she had said that she had came across, I didn't personally pull this up, I'm going by her, I trust her, I have no reason to not trust her. She said she saw somewhere in an article that it had something to do with the pool filter malfunctioning and not grounding properly, and that what the situation was is that as they were swimming in the pool, they were fine. Apparently, the electrician didn't wire it right, which is telling me he didn't ground it. And so they said, supposedly, if you were in the pool, you were fine. But what got them in trouble was when they went to the ladder and grabbed the ladder, and that's what electrocuted them. And so that makes a little more sense. Why CNN? It's CNN. The only thing I can say is maybe CNN was trying to somehow figure out an angle to blame guns in COVID-19. I don't know. But why they would omit information like that is beyond me. But yeah, I just thought that was strange. Anyway, hundreds of National Guard troops activated in Washington, D.C. and Wisconsin to protect monuments. Citing history of colonialism, Yale hometown removes Columbus statue and renames school. Yeah, New Haven. New Haven. Okay, let's see. U.S. reports record jump in coronavirus cases as states mull tougher restrictions, blaming anything but packed protests. We ain't seen nothing yet. And by the way, we're to this morning's news, but we ain't seen nothing yet. And you can say whatever you want, but the protests are going to be a very huge cause of the spread. Let's see. 3 U.S. cops fired after caught discussing slaughtering black people and need for second civil war to wipe them off the map. Yeah, 3 officers in North Carolina accidentally recorded their conversation. Local businesses sue Seattle for enabling chaotic Chaz encampment that led to rampant violence. Pakistan International Airlines grounds 150 pilots over dubious licenses in wake of deadly plane crash. So if you're a pilot and you need a job, and you'd like to maybe get the hell out of the United States, there you go. Did crime clans in Germany pocket COVID-19 aid? Police look at tip-offs that state hardship payouts ended up in wrong hands. 22 police officers injured after street party in South London descends into violent skirmish. I think it was a squirmy skirmish, because, yeah, probably squirmy. Race car Jesse Combs, awarded world speed record after fatal 500-mile-an-hour crash. So I'm glad to see that they gave her that. I am glad to see that they gave her that. That kind of, when I did read that headline back when it happened, and yeah, that kind of hit me because I'm a car guy, and stuff like this is really, really cool. And so, yeah, that was a punch in the gut for me as well. Glad to see that they went ahead and awarded it to her. I mean, she did achieve it. India to impose stricter rules and tariffs on Chinese imports amid border row. Cops deck elderly woman as Washington, D.C. again gripped by protest, right? So we always hear this whole thing of, okay, well, tell me what happened before. Tell me what happened before. Well, while I can't sit here and tell you what happened before necessarily because the camera wasn't, I don't have that. It does appear that she was just walking up. I'm going to show it to you. And it does just appear that she was walking up. But the more interesting thing is what the police did after. That is what is more interesting.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
So she did approach the officers, but they just slung her to the ground. I mean, just slung her to the ground. But watch what they did after they did that.
Why the fuck these niggas?
As if they did nothing wrong, turned around and walked away. Ridiculous. Wirecard goes bust after arrest of former boss over missing billions. Japan scraps plans for U.S.-made anti-missile sites but mulls preemptive strike options instead. Smartphone zombies banned from texting while walking in Japanese city. So now, yeah, you can't walk and text. It has been banned. Have any hints that we could take? Don't trust Chinese drones. UAV maker takes aim at tech rival's origins despite its own ties to the Pentagon. Yeah, no thank you. I don't want a parrot. Hey, and I was talking with a friend about this on Facebook earlier because I shared this article on my personal page as well. And, we both have, he just had acquired himself a DJI Mavic Mini. And now I have never flown a parrot, but he said he has, and they're not, they're not remarkable. I have heard that they're not remarkable. And here's the thing. The United States nobody in the United States makes a good drone. So what am I supposed to do? I'm not gonna settle for an inferior product just so I can wave a flag and say hoorah. I'm not gonna do it. Maybe manufacturers in the United States should step up their game and make something that's worth a damn. Then I would buy it. But until then, I think I'm going to go to look whoever is making the best product. And if that's what you're looking for, no matter what it is, not just drones, but no matter what it is, if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for who makes the best product, then go with who makes the best product. It's not about the origin of where that product came from. There's not a whole lot of stuff that the United States makes better than other countries, except war. So I can't help that. I would like to see that change. I'm one of those people that I think if there's something wrong or something bad, we need to change it, not ignore it. But before we can change it, we have to talk about it so we can come to an agreement about what we need to do. But kicking it down the road for our kids or whatever, that's not an answer. But nonetheless, yeah, somebody in the U.S. wants to step up and make one, that would be great. But as it stands, yeah, we don't have anything electronic that's great. U.S. unemployment during coronavirus crisis surpasses 47 million. We did, by the way. We did. We used to be some of the pioneers in electronics at one time. Then we got sold out. Hamas says annexation of West Bank would be declaration of war that Israel would regret bitterly. Violence against police won't be tolerated, UK PM's spokesman warns, after 22 officers injured at illegal London street party. A Star-Spangled Ban, liberal pundit wants racist U.S. national anthem replaced. NYPD officer to face criminal charges for using illegal chokehold on suspect. 165 workers test positive for COVID-19 as major outbreak hits meat factory in England. Result of pandering to BLM, Farage blames Brixton riot on media and politicians encouraging an anti-police organization. COVID-19 cases surge in Europe for first time in months as end of lockdowns accelerate transmission, says the WHO. Bitcoin bolivars, and I know it's bolivars, isn't it? Hell, I don't know. Venezuela reportedly accepting crypto as payment for passport applications. Now, crypto, I can pronounce that. Let's see. Barely. Texas slams brakes on its reopening process as coronavirus cases soar. NASCAR releases images of noose found in Bubba Wallace's garage, fuels even more online rancor. Well, here's the thing, and it sounds like this dude is kind of trying to fess up and apologize. But people online are trying to go back to supporting what he had said, that it was a noose. And yes, I know it would kind of appear to be a noose. But as I had said before, and again, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but there's a certain amount of wraps in a noose, okay? And that ain't it. I'm not going to fuel anything. I'm not going to say how many. But there are a certain amount of wraps. And if somebody wanted to send a message, I would think that they would get that accurate. Not only that, but there's pictures of this from at least a year prior. So it's a pull rope. Yeah, it's not one of the goofy little plastic ones you have on your little bitty quarter horsepower frickin' garage door at home. Because that's not a little bitty garage door at home. It requires something a little bit meaner when you need to pull it down. And the one you got at home with the stupid little plastic thing that you pull on, I broke them. That's for an emergency, not normal everyday pull. It's an emergency pull, not a normal everyday pull. That's what the garage door opener's for, right? That's a normal everyday pull. Something every day, you're going to yank on that to close that door. It's got to be made a little bit better than a flimsy little piece of red plastic. That's for an emergency. If you need to open your door or shut it. Nonetheless, I digress. Maybe. Oh, I was going to say, he seems to be backing down. He had said somewhere, and I feel like he needs given credit for saying this, okay? Here it is. This is what he had said yesterday. It's been an emotional few days. First off, I want to say how relieved I am that the investigation revealed that this wasn't what we feared it was. I want to thank my team, NASCAR, and the FBI for acting swiftly and treating this as a real threat. I think we'll gladly take a little embarrassment over what the alternatives could have been. Make no mistake, though, some will try. This should not detract from the show of unity we had on Monday and the progress we've made as a sport to be a more welcoming environment for all. So, while I'm not saying this is a get out of it free card, okay, he's already done a lot more than what Smollett ever did in his debacle. So there's that. So nonetheless, it's Poro, and believe me, I'm the first one to call it out if I thought it was something dubious, and it's not. It's not. Man, symbolism is important to people that want to do things like that. The symbolism is important. At least they're gonna know how to wrap a noose. Let's see. Son of Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev died of gunshot wound to the head, says U.S. police. Well, you don't say. Huh. I don't expect nothing funny with that at all. Let's see. Fighting words. Trump tweets that police are furious over plan to paint Black Lives Matter in front of Trump Tower in New York City. Lightning kills over 100 in one day as thunderstorms rage across northern India. Can you believe that? Over 100 people dead in one day from lightning strikes. That is insane. That is insane. I would almost say stuff like that is kind of biblical, wouldn't you? Crazy. Let's see here. Occupy meets BLM. Protesters camp outside New York City Hall demanding $1 billion cut from NYPD budget. And that's that. Okay, there you go. Headlines. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up like I normally do because it was requested I put this out as a monologue. So for those here for the live show, stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be live until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. For those here for the monologue, or if you're watching the recording later on, thank you very much. As always, God bless you. We love you, and be one with your spirit.